Hi there, Will Rice with the Tips team, bringing you part 2 of our series on Chrome turning 100 revisions old. Today's episode will focus on some of the new features found in ChromeOS. That's the operating system that runs all of our Division Chromebooks. The first feature we're going to talk about is the camera app. We often get asked by staff and students how can they quickly take video and pictures using the webcam built into their Division Chromebook. This feature is fairly easy to access. Simply direct students or yourself down to the bottom left corner of the ChromeOS taskbar, click the circle, and if you don't already see it, type the word camera. This will allow you to click on and access the camera app. Once opening the camera app, this works like most of the similar apps in Windows and iOS. As you can see, I can choose between video, photo, or square, and I have some other cropping features including a timer. If I would like to collect a photo, I simply prepare the photo the way I would like, click the button, and this will add that photo directly to the Downloads folder on my Chromebook. Same for video. Selecting video now allows me to go ahead and click the record icon and record a video, and even animated GIFs if that's something you and your students need to create. Lastly, lately they've added the scan feature. The scan feature will allow you to either scan a QR code using the webcam, or it will attempt to scan a document from a piece of paper and create a PDF for you so students could easily digitize materials and hand them in. Once that video is downloaded, you can access it by heading to the Files Control app in your Chromebook. To access this, again, click in that search, click File, and you'll see here the Files app, which is the file management system. Under Camera, we'll see the pictures I've recorded. This is that picture I just took. From here, students can add that to a Google Classroom assignment, or if they'd like to keep a permanent copy in their Google Drive, they can simply click on it once, drag to their drive, and let go, and that will back it up to Google Drive for them. Note, if students do not move it to Google Drive, there is a good chance that the images will be wiped when they next log on. The second new feature that's been added recently to ChromeOS on most Division Chromebooks is screen recording by default. This is a tool that allows you to do screen captures and screen video recording in the classroom on all Chrome devices. This feature is easy to access. Simply navigate down to the bottom right side of the screen, click on the menu, and click Screen Capture. When this loads, it will default to either photo or video. Photo allows us to simply click anywhere on the screen to do a screen capture. This puts that into our clipboard to be copied into a Google Doc, slideshow, or wherever else you might need it. Again, you can even do more with it. Screen capture also allows you to simply clip the area of a photo or picture or anything on the screen. So in this case, I'm going to capture just a bit. This is much like the Windows snipping tool. This again is built directly into Google Chrome for all your students to use. You can even record video with voiceovers. Clicking Screen Capture will again open the menu. Let's click the toggle to go to video. Let's do the whole screen. And under the settings, we'll enable or ensure that the microphone is selected. In this case, I'll also select to save to Google Drive. This will record a video of the entire screen with me voicing over. I'll go ahead and click anywhere on the screen. It's going to count me down, and I can go ahead and navigate through a presentation, talk about my presentation, and save that recording. This is a great way for students to show what they know or record voiceover presentations to hand in or share with the class. Maybe they're a little nervous of speaking in public, but it doesn't matter. They can quickly record their presentation and hand that in. When they're done, they can click Stop to stop that screen recording. You'll know that this went directly to Google Drive, but I can go ahead and click the Play button to make sure it worked by having it open directly. Giving it a second, it'll come to the bottom and open it, and I'm going to go ahead and double click it. This will open it in the preview window so you can watch it on the device. And here you can see that video recording being played. From Drive, students can again hand that in to Google Classroom, share with a teacher directly, or save to a thumb drive or other tool, however you want them to get that file to you. The final new feature or function that's been added to ChromeOS most recently is the ability to run Android apps. These are the same apps that work on Google phones, Android tablets, and other devices powered by Android. These apps on Chromebooks run a little bit differently, and there is a fairly limited selection. You may have noted this when Play Store was installed for your students, giving them access to this small selection of Android apps. Clicking on the Play Store will bring up the available apps for students. Many of these are tied to specific types of Chromebooks. For example, Sketchbook, a drawing app, works best on a device with a touchscreen. So touchscreen Chromebooks work great. Drawing with your mouse, very difficult. If your school has bought Crickets, has Epson projectors, maybe Lego robotics, etc., there might be an app here for you to help you and your students. I'll remind you that as third-party apps, students do need to follow that third-party app process to use these apps, and we're not going to dive into them too deeply other than to mention that they're now available. Some students may have installed Classroom, Drive, Docs, etc., and while these will work on the Chromebook, they are not recommended unless there's a feature that is required. In general, using the built-in icons and working in the web version of these apps will provide students with the most functionality. So if it seems like they don't have access to something like Read and Write, make sure they haven't accidentally installed and are using the Google Docs app for Android instead of the web version, which is found down here on the round circle. That's it. It's a fairly basic thing. This library may grow over time, so you may want to check in. But in general, these you'll know when you need these apps because you'll have their hardware that matches, such as I said, Legos, Kobo e-readers, and things like that. As always, if you have any questions or want more information, you can visit tips.epsb.ca to contact us or access our resources.